This story contains some strong language. Day 15. Surrounding. Barry's a bellend, but we'll miss him, was printed in black across the hot pink t-shirt Barry pulled out of the box. The first half was in block capitals, the rest in elegant Edwardian script. The box was full of them. "No," said Barry, throwing it back in. "No." "What do you mean, no?" John, Barry's best man and best mate since forever, was genuinely unsure what he was talking about. "I'm not wearing that. I'm not going to be in a group of lads wearing those." John sighed. "All right, you don't have to. I'll send them back." "What have you planned for the stag?" Barry's tone was already an accusation. John didn't appreciate it. "I'm not telling you because you said you wanted it to be a surprise." "Did I?" Barry asked. "Or did you?" Tim, Barry's younger brother, came into the room and immediately regretted it. "Don't fucking say a word, Tim," spat John. Tim moved to the box of t-shirts. His hands were shaking. "You know, these aren't so bad." "See?" said John, dropping an arm around Tim and making him jump. "You know what?" said Barry. "You're out, John." "What?" "You're not best man anymore. You're not organising the stag. I don't want to lose a kidney in Bucharest or hear stories about Gemma getting pictures of me passed out next to a prostitute. You're out. You're done. I love you, mate, but sorry." John put up his hands in resignation with barely contained fury. "Who's going to organise one this short notice then, eh?" Barry looked at Tim. John's mouth fell open. "No." As he was tipped headfirst into the cardboard box and heard sellotape being unspooled, Tim squealed in terror. It was getting dark as the 2 4x4s reached the forest clearing. The 8 young men piled out, Barry at the front, Tim hovering in the back. "What the fuck are we doing here then, Timmy?" asked John. A couple of the others laughed. Before Tim could answer, one of the drivers nodded to a teepee behind them. "Your guide will meet you over there." "Fucking freezing," said John as the cars pulled away. Unsure as a group, they moved slowly towards the conical tent, and as they drew closer, a bonfire sprang into life, casting the trees surrounding them into darkness. A face appeared above the flames. "Welcome, wanderers. Please come and sit. Barry, John, Simon, Sam, Danny, George, Lewis, and Timothy." "You gave him our names," John said, almost under his breath. The other boys laughed and didn't hear Tim say, "No?" As they sat equidistant around the fire, their guide observed them, smiling. He was covered with a brightly coloured woven poncho, draped from his neck over his arms and folded legs. He was balding and unshaven, but had the eyes of a 10-year-old. "9 we are. 9 is a very special number. 3 times 3. He looked up at the first star overhead. John looked around the circle, setting off some smirks. Their guide's head snapped back down. "And 3 times 3 means time for tea." He giggled and jumped up to go to the teepee. "What the fuck is this, Timmy?" needled John. "Give it a rest, John, yeah?" said Barry. "You might actually learn something. Eh, Tim?" In the firelight, Barry couldn't be sure if his brother was about to cry or not. He bloody hoped not. The guide returned with a basket and small teapot. He circled the group, passing them each a small, handleless teacup from behind. "Excuse me," Barry started, as the guide returned to his gap in the circle and lifted the pot. "What are we doing here this evening?" Ah, Barry, it is wise to ask the question, but even wiser to listen for the answer. That was it. Okay. We are here to celebrate the beginning of a great journey for Barry. His brother wishes him safe travels. But what good brother would not take the first few steps alongside him? At least to the edge of the village, no? And are we not all brothers here tonight? 3 times 3 brothers 9. Here to join Barry as he takes those first stumbling steps to whisk him away into Gemma's arms. But our journey is not a physical one. Lucky for some, eh? He gently elbowed Simon next to him, the largest of the lads, who frowned in a what-the-fuck sort of way. Take this pot, each of you, fill your cups. We must make our own choices in this life, lest the devil claim otherwise. They did as they were told, and Barry lifted the warped ceramic to his nose. It smelt of twigs, and he hoped Tim had a pub or something lined up after this. By the look of the scrunched-up noses around the fire, he wasn't alone. "Let us drink," invited the guide. The tea was only warm, and Barry finished his in one mouthful. He looked at the guide, not quite sure what to do with his cup, but the man was smiling broadly around the circle, taking in each of them in turn. Turn. The fire turned on its side. Barry blinked hard. It turned again. He put a hand down to the ground to steady himself. He could feel heat coming in waves as he swayed back and forth. The lads were looking at each other. The guide stood and lifted his poncho. He held his arms overhead and reached a rhythm, spinning his flaccid penis. No one was laughing because there was nothing funny about it. Barry began to undress.